Hey guys, and welcome to episode 50 of How I Made My First $1 Million. Today, we are looking at the numbers from November 1st, 2024. So let's dive in. Man, 50 episodes. That's a lot. That is a meaningful chunk. 50. Yeah, and at the rate we're going, we're going to hit 100. Anyways, so we got assets, 88,000 and change. That's up 12, almost 13,000 from last month, which is substantial. That's a big jump. Liabilities at 0, still unchanged. Look at that. Ooh, double 0. No liabilities. 2 months in a row. Love it. So, of course, the net worth is the same as the assets, and hopefully that trend continues for a long time. Beautiful. So what happened with the assets? Let's see. So cash position went up quite a bit, almost $7,000. Gold and silver up a tiny bit. Bitcoin up more than 10%. It looks like. Kiva moved $1. That's funny. Yeah. So the biggest change here is a jump in the cash position. I'll explain that in just a second. First, let's look at the chart. All right, another data point, 88.6, up from 75.7. Yeah, so I mean, just steadily climbing. That's a nice increase. And the black line is at the top of the yellow bar because there's no red to subtract it down. Nice. Okay, anyways, that's pretty exciting. Let's keep rolling. Income statement. So yeah, revenues were up over $4,000, and basically that amount right there, yeah, I think actually exactly to the penny. That's just one single one-off payment that should have hit in August, or it's from work I did in August, back when I was a contractor before I became a W-2 employee, or actually, you know what? That should have was that the Now I'm forgetting. It doesn't really matter. But whether that was from like contracting work or the first pay period of being a W-2 employee and they didn't pay me right away. I forget exactly what that is. But anyways, in the future, my monthly income should be this number right here, 7706.78. I mean, it should be that pretty much every month unless there's some weird cash flow. And so in October, the weird thing was an extra $4,000. But you know, not complaining. Expenses significantly lower, basically eight and a half thousand less. So that's good. That's good. And that difference of 8,000, that's got to be a debt payment that I didn't make. Exactly. So I spent 8,800 in debt last month, but nothing this month. So that's pretty much the difference. Everything else is just within normal fluctuations, I think. Didn't pay taxes, but spent more on helpful people like the woman who cleans our house and the guy who cuts our lawn and that kind of stuff. This I believe is an Evernote subscription. It doesn't matter. We're getting into the weeds here. Spent a lot more on food and beverage, and that will become clear why in just a second. I took a vacation. So yeah, that's the income statement. Cash flows. Operating cash flow. Yep. Employment, purchases roughly the same. Didn't spend taxes. Okay, no surprises here. What's interesting is that we don't even have investing flows here. So I'm guessing if we added in a previous month, it would appear. Yeah, exactly, investing. So back in August, that's when I bought 2,100 worth of Bitcoin, and then September and October didn't buy any assets and didn't sell any assets either. So 0 cash flows there. But that's going to change very soon because now I've got a big cash cushion, which I showed on the balance sheet. And here, big net inflow. So I'm going to start buying more gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Actually, let's look at that real quick because I was thinking about this. If you look at my cash position compared to gold and silver, it's like almost the same size. That's insane. Like I do not want to be sitting on that much cash, but I did get that extra, $4,000 this month, and I was building up my cash cushion because I thought I might buy a car. And I'm thinking now that I don't want to buy a car. Partly because they're overpriced, partly because I don't think that's the best use of my money, and partly because my partner and I, we've been down to one car for like 5 years. I believe it was February of 2019. We went down to one car, and we've been at one car ever since. Yeah. So I'm used to it. So anyways, I had a lot of cash here, but I got to buy more gold, silver, and Bitcoin. There's no question about it. So that's going to change very soon. Definitely in November. So we're going to start seeing some flows here. And then financing, yeah, look at that. So we had some big debt payments the last 2 months, but then nothing. There's nothing to pay off. Okay, beautiful. Let's do the updates. Relending on Kiva until I hit the 99th percentile. I always mention that. However, I've got some question marks here because I'm thinking I might not want to. And this is unrelated to the concerns I've had in the past that like Kiva might be a Ponzi scheme. It's just a feeling I have. I have zero evidence for it. I've never heard anyone else like speculate on that. I haven't heard any rumors. It was just the vibe I got the first time I was on the site. Anyways, this has nothing to do with that. I just started thinking like, I'm lending people money and they have to repay me. Like, aren't I just putting other people in debt? And I don't have like a good answer. I mean, like, yes, I am putting other people in debt, but I don't have a good answer to the like moral question of, is it right or wrong to do that? It's a real head scratcher for me. And I don't really want to like overanalyze it, but at the same time, it's like I just spent, the last 4 years of this journey, like becoming debt free. And I realize how terrible it is to be in debt and how amazing it is to be debt free. So like, why wouldn't I be like a massive hypocrite if I'm just like putting other people in debt? So I'm thinking about that. If you guys have thoughts, please share in the comments. I would appreciate that because I don't know how to reconcile this. I mean, the loans are 0% loans, but that to me seems besides the point. I mean, like, yes, there are definitely like predatory levels of interest rates out there, but there's still the basic principle of like you're putting someone in debt. And like, even though they're asking for it, they're applying for the loan. I mean, isn't that what I did? Like, I applied for whatever, a student loan, this, that, and the other thing. It's not like I wasn't asking for it at the time. So I just have, I'm conflicted. Clearly, I'm conflicted. So I'm just on hold. I haven't made a decision one way or another. All right, moving on. Birthday trip. So it was my birthday in October. I turned 36. Feels good. So we spent 6 nights at a cabin in the woods. It was amazing. Went hiking every day. Played some games. Chilled. It was really good. And that's also why I spent a lot more on food, which I mentioned ago. It's not that big a deal, but yeah. Okay, so I decided to give myself a score on the 3 elements of life force. So relationship with body, 5 out of 10. Mediocre, not that impressive. Fine. Relationship with others, 2 out of 10. Absolutely a needs improvement situation. So yes, I had a friend come and visit for a weekend. Okay, so that's 2.5 days out of 31. And at work, we're hiring some people who are going to be like working with me on a daily or weekly basis, which is nice. So I'll have some people to interact with because ordinarily I'm just sort of like by myself every day. So that's something. But otherwise I'm just like not interacting with other people. It's like really weird. So I think I need to do that. Like I make videos and there's no one around, or I watch videos and there's no one around. So got to work on that. Relationship with self, 7 out of 10. No problems here. Doing some reading, some meditating, some other stuff here. So finally, how am I thinking? How am I feeling? How am I doing? I'm feeling isolated, as I mentioned a second ago, spending a lot of time without seeing other people. I'll go multiple days and not interact with anyone besides Anne. So yeah, that's weird. It's very weird. So trying to just interact with other people. It's so funny, but you got to do it. You're a product of your environment. So you got to craft your environment in a way that is conducive to your wants and needs. And human connection is a need. We all have it. Finally, I'm thinking about how to build an empire in real life. So I play a lot of video games. Sometimes it's chess, Minecraft, Spirit Island, Civilization, Lords of the Realm too. And they're pretty much empire building games. Okay, chess maybe not, but like they're turn-based strategy games where you're building an empire, or at least building an engine where you put yourself in a position to be slightly stronger after each move or each turn. And you build your strength up so you can do something powerful. So anyways, that just really appeals to me. And I've been thinking about how to do that in real life. And one goal I have for my life is to own a castle. I just think that would be so fun. Own a castle, like a big stone, like a big stone castle. So either buy it or I guess build one, which sounds extremely daunting. But I mean, obviously I'm not going to like besiege a castle. If any of you thought that, I mean, shame on you. I'm not going to siege a castle. Yeah, so it's really like buying one or building one. I mean, unless someone just gives me one. That would be cool. I would take it. But I'm just really curious what the process would be like to acquire one. And then what would it be like to live in one and maintain it? How difficult is that? What are the challenges involved? Like, I'm just so curious about that. And I think the whole thing would be fun and obviously challenging, but fun and full of learning opportunities and growth. And probably by the time you have a castle, you can probably provide a lot of people with jobs and an opportunity for a better life. So that's appealing as well. So anyways, I just think that would be fun to do. So I've been thinking about that. And yeah, that's what I'm working on. So anyways, I guess I will leave it there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next month.